Don't disrespect your pace. It's okay if you wake up at 9 a.m. It's okay, I promise you. The 5 a.m., you're working at 5 a.m., you're losing time. I get it. I wake up at 5 a.m. sometimes too. It's not about the time you wake up, it's about what you do with the time. You wake up at 5 a.m. and spend 10 hours on social media, it don't matter. But a lot of us think we're not doing enough because we're not him, we're not them, we're not her, we're not they, whoever you want to say, we're not this person. Great, congratulations, you're not meant to be, you're meant to be yourself. Unplug from comparison.
That was so good. I need to make like note cards and put these all around my house. And he looks at me like this. You have a podcast, right? And I said, yeah, a Stronger You. And he goes, I would love to be on your podcast one day. You will never be at peace if you keep letting the things that you cannot control you. OMG. I went to see Trent Shelton at his Friday Night Lights event, and I'm going to share with y'all my biggest takeaways. This event was so deeply powerful for me. I've been in a very interesting season in my life. A lot of things I'm letting go of, which I will share on a different podcast, on a different episode. But man, he was speaking to me. Let's just get into it. So he came out with a new book that's called Protect Your Peace. Go pre-order it. It's on Amazon. The way he did the event was he talked about some of the chapters in his book. The first chapter being probably my favorite thing in the world, and that's setting boundaries. So he says a big part of keeping your peace is speaking your peace. Not speaking your truth, speaking your peace. Speaking anything that makes you feel at peace inside. Bro, that perspective shift from speaking your truth to speaking your peace hit me on a deep level. Boundaries are bridges. Let me just talk about that for a second, okay? Boundaries are not there to keep things out of your life. They are there to create a bridge to something that is meant to be in your life, something new, something on the next level, something on you 2.0 frequency, something in your stronger self, in your higher self. A lot of people think that boundaries are a no-go, like not a good thing. Actually, boundaries are a great thing for yourself. Boundaries are always for you. And they're a bridge. Think of a boundary as a bridge that brings you to the next level of what you're meant to receive and what you're meant to be in alignment with. Where in your life do you have certain internal boundaries that aren't serving you? Scrolling on social media, is that serving you?
But let me ask you something. Are you keeping the peace when you throw your own peace out the window? Does it make sense to help others keep their peace when doing so is direct cause of you eliminating yours? I gotta tell you this. You're not keeping the peace. You're losing your peace. And when you lose your peace, you start a war within yourself.
That was so good. Chapter 2 was disconnect often. And about a month ago, I took 24 hours off of social media. And let me tell you, it was so powerful. And something that he talked about that is so good. Everything he said was so good. Is what you plug into will power you. I'm going to say that again, okay? What you plug into will power you. Do y'all want me to get into that? Okay, I'm going to get into it. What are you plugging into in your life right now? Friends, social media, education, whatever it is you're plugging into, it will power you. So these could be positive things and negative things. The friends you keep plugging into, are they supporting your life? Are they the friends that are there to support you and want to see you grow? Or are they the friends that are chilling at the bars, not really doing anything with their life, going out every weekend? There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying that as an example. Where are you? You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with. And I'll say that again. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with most. So what are the 5 people you hang around with most? What are they doing with their life? Because you become a combination of all of them.
Your perspective can either be one or two things, your prison or your power. A prison perspective looks like this. Easier said than done. That's a prison perspective. You're looking for an excuse, and I get it. I've been there. A power perspective says, listen, man, it is easier said than done, but no matter how hard it be, no matter how impossible it may seem, I'm going to get it done. Because my life depends on it, because my children's life depends on it, because my community depends on it, because my friends depend on it, whatever it may be that you're tying your meaning to, that's your deep-rooted reason.
That was so good. Okay, part 3 of the book is, this shit was so powerful. I don't think y'all are ready for this. I don't think y'all are ready for this one. Demand your worth. Okay, we're not knowing our worth in 2024. We are demanding our worth, period. Now, that could sound a little aggressive, demand your worth, but hear me out on that. When you are in a room with someone, you get to demand your worth. You don't get to know it, because if you know it, I don't know what I was going to say on that. Let me rephrase that, okay? An example of demanding your worth is you showing up into a room and you literally just speaking from all of you, all of your worth, versus just knowing it and keeping it reserved. I think that was a good example. But man, demanding your worth, that, oof, I've stepped into that perspective versus knowing your worth, and oh child, it's been good. It takes a lot of trust. I'll tell you that from my perspective. Demanding my worth and knowing my worth takes a lot of trust. Trust has literally been my word of the year. I am playing. If you stopped chasing and became a magnet, oh my gosh, that's come up for me a lot too. It's so cool the way life works. Once one thing comes in like your energy field and you really resonate with it, that shit will keep popping up. So now listen, imagine, close your eyes, take a deep breath. What if you stopped chasing those men or that woman or that job? And what if you became the magnet to attract it? I want you to think about that. Getting clients, getting work, getting a boyfriend. Are you trying to chase or are you trying to attract? I don't know about y'all, but I'm attracting. I am attracting. And something that I had recently came through with was just be who you are, and you will attract the clients, you will attract the man, you will attract the woman, you will attract the job, you will attract the feelings once you just be it. If y'all apply everything you learned in this podcast, y'all gonna be like, on fire. You are going to. So when you apply all these lessons, y'all gonna be on fire. Worth is tied to two things: acceptance of self and confidence. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a minute, okay? Your worth, demanding your worth, is tied to how you feel about yourself, your confidence, and your self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is so powerful. It's something that I've a couple years ago had recently came into awareness with, and that is a lot of us will judge the things that we do. And it could be something so silly as just being a certain way. And if we don't accept all of who we are, we don't know who we are. Because we're not accepting all of us. And then we cannot even be confident. So really learning how to accept yourself and be confident will support your worth. It's never an external thing. It's never about how much money you make. Your worth is not tied to your job. Your worth is not tied to how many shoes you have, how many designer bags you have. These men in Miami be like, my worth is tied to how many Gucci belts I have. All right, I'm not judging. Walking in your power sometimes looks like rest. I'm going to say that again. Walking in your power sometimes feels and looks like resting. And I know that goes against all of what these social media gurus be talking about. All these famous fitness people on the internet say work, and not rest. No, honey, rest. Rest is success. Rest is needed in order for you to get to the next level. Ain't no way in hell can someone just go full speed and not crash. There will come a time in your path that your life will ask you to slow down. It's a balance. There's a law of the universe about it. I get fired up on that because there are some people on the internet, like I said, these social media gurus who do not promote anything but work. When you focus on why you're blessed, you know, yo, I need to make like no cards and put these all around my house. Okay, I can't even think right now. When you focus on why you're blessed, you forget why you're depressed. Gratitude, love. You can't think about why you're depressed when you focus on why you're blessed, baby. You can't. The positive always outweighs the negative. The light always outshines the darkness, but you can't have dark without light. Oh, and guys, I'm going to finish this in a moment, but at the show, after there was a meet and greet if you bought his book. So I was on like the end of the line. I was like one of the last people who said hi to him. And after I gave him a hug, I said, hi. And he looks at me like this. You have a podcast, right? And I said, yeah, A Stronger You. And he goes, what's your name? I'm like, Jessica. And he goes, I would love to be on your podcast one day. My little girl was like, who? Me? He wants to be on my podcast? But in the moment, my current self, who I am right now, right here, right now, was like, of course. I mean, it just makes sense that he knows I have a podcast and that he wants to be on. There are some really amazing high-level entrepreneurs out in the world who don't use their platform as a way to get everything that they want, okay? And I will say this, Trent is one of the real ones in this world. And I've been in this industry. I've hired the coaches. I've worked with the high-level coaches. It's an interesting industry. And I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful for all of it because I've learned who I'm not and who I am through the people I attracted. And that's all I'm going to say on that. One of my next podcasts coming up, y'all will hear more about that. I don't even know if I'll put that in. You know, I'm going to put it in.
The greatest war we're ever going to face is not an external one, it's an internal one. A lot of us, we're in a constant battle here. That's why I pray every single day, God, renew my mind. My favorite prayer, God, renew my mind, replenish my soul, replenish my life. Because I know when I think different, I become different. It starts with how you see yourself and how you view yourself. And it starts here.
That was so good. Ooh, okay. Purpose is who you are. Purpose is not something you search for. You are your purpose. So many people, and I was one of them, so I understand, are like, oh, I don't know what my purpose is. What's my purpose? Where is it? Where do I find it? How do I say it? You are your purpose, period. You are your purpose. You can have a vision and a mission behind being here, but you are your purpose. And that is enough because you are enough. I be snapping when I'm on something. I'm high off of life. Okay, for real talk. Trust your mind. I needed this so bad at that moment. He was talking about trusting your mind. And like I said before, this is during a season where I was going through a lot mentally. And it was hard. It was a really hard time for me. And everything he said just really went into my heart and it felt really good. It could be worse and it will always get better. Some of us need to be the disruptor of our own life. I'm going to say that again because y'all need to hear that 10 times. Some of us need to be the disruptor of our own life. Do you need to be the disruptor of your own life? Ask yourself that. What you feed your mind will grow into your soul. Oh my gosh, Trent. He was on one. I trust even when I don't understand. Trust. When you're going through a situation that's unfavorable, don't say, oh, this was so good. Okay, I need y'all to listen. Turn your ears up. Turn your ears on. Don't say, what does this mean? say, what is this going to mean? Because when you say, what does this mean? You're giving your power away and you're allowing the outside world to dictate what it means inside. Instead, you get to say, what is this going to mean? So that's you living in the world of possibility of, what is this going to mean? So that allows you to look for the positive because you're like, oh, you know, what does that mean? You feel the difference in the energy? Yeah, so powerful. Oh, okay. You got to trust even when you don't understand. Do what you love with who you love. Create memories. Your family may not be where you are. And remember this. So when you up level, your family may not see this. And your friends and family may not be where you are. And sometimes when, I could relate to this deeply, when we are going on our world of, like on our road of self-discovery and self-growth, sometimes those around us aren't doing the same thing. So they kind of look at you like you have 10 heads. And when you really just have one head that's on, right? And they can think you're crazy. And it's up to you to keep your eyes on what it is that you're going for. Inspire them. That's all we can do, right? All we can do is inspire them and love them where they are and meet them where they're at.
Some people are just too close to you to see the greatness within you and how far you can truly take it. They're blinded by being familiar with who you are, of who you were, that they cannot see what you are meant to become. One of the best things that you can do, my friends, is give your vision to the outside world. Those that are not yet close to you. When you step outside your close circle, away from those who are locked in a preconceived idea of who you are and what you're all about, you attract those that need your vision.
Sometimes it takes painful endings to create beautiful new beginnings. There are two options when you're at your breaking point. You can either break down or break through. One more time for the people in the back. There are two options when you are at your breaking point. Breaking down or breaking through. Last but not least, he spoke about this perspective filter. Oof, and the happiest people have the healthiest perspectives. Oh, wait, I need to say that again. The happiest people have the healthiest perspective. Oosh. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to rate and review and drop a comment. So let me talk to you guys for a moment. Before you go. I love doing this so much. It fills my heart up. And I'll be able to continue doing this with really high quality equipment. And I would love your support with that. So if you could rate this show and leave it a review, it will really, really, really help the growth of this show. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching this on my main channel, Jessica Tellian, please go subscribe to A Stronger You, YOU, because soon I will just be posting on that page. And yeah, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're listening to this on an Apple Podcast, all you got to do is scroll to the bottom, leave however many stars you feel, and leave a review. And it'll mean so much to me. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching to this podcast with this podcast. And I'll see you guys in my next one next week. Bye.